I'm sure we've all wondered at some point, who is the strongest Fire Emblem character? Lewin with his overpowered Forseti tome? Or maybe Forseti himself? Or maybe perhaps it's an enemy unit? Hard 5 Medius, or maybe even Grima? To hell with it, we've already included Forseti, a non-playable character, and also a character that doesn't appear as an enemy unit, so why don't we include Ashunera, the goddess of Teleus? You've probably already guessed by the thumbnail, but it's none of these characters. Who is it then? Well, let me educate you. It's Sonic the fucking Hedgehog. Now, I'm well aware that many people don't know that Sonic is a Fire Emblem character. In fact, I'm 99% sure you, the viewer, do not know that Sonic is a Fire Emblem character, so let me explain. Sonic was first introduced to the series in the game Sonic and the Black Knight. We know it's a Fire Emblem game because of the plot. Young swordsman travels around the continent, defeating multiple evil forces in an attempt to stabilize the nation, all the while recruiting people to his army until finally the young swordsman faces off against the evil king in an epic battle, but psych, someone else was pulling the strings behind the scene the entire time, and now our young hero must face off against an evil dragon slash god slash demon. Or in simpler terms, every Fire Emblem plot ever. I mean, Sonic the Black Knight copied the Fire Emblem plot structure so hard, it'd be copyright if it wasn't actually a Fire Emblem game. Furthermore, the game has Gwaine, Percival, Lance, Lot, and the Black Knight, all Fire Emblem characters. I lay my case. Now that we know Sonic is a Fire Emblem character, let's start by looking at his bases, growths, and class. Sonic begins in the Knave class, a class exclusively given to him. As you can see on the screen, he has 1 HP, 20 speed, and 0 points in every other stat, including con and move. Looking at his growths, you'll see that he has 0% growth rate in every single stat, except for speed, which in case he has an 100% growth rate, and caps at 40. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, this character is trash, which I can't blame you, because you probably skipped through the beginning cutscene because you were mashing the start button like a filthy casual. If you didn't have the attention span of a goldfish, you would have noticed that Sonic throws up his hot dog, takes out like 15 enemies, and then catches his hot dog before it falls to the ground. This is possible due to Sonic's passive skill, Sonic Speed, which replaces all of his stats with his speed stat. Furthermore, Sonic is allowed to attack multiple times per turn due to a new mechanic known as Sugma Balls, Super Ultra Gargantuan multi-attack based around latent lethal skill. This latent lethal skill of course being the amount of times you can swing your Wiimote around in 5 seconds. Fire Emblem added this mechanic to make sure the player's forearm was nice and strong so they could have the best player experience possible. Next, we move on to his weapon, Caliburn. It has 5 strength and 20 weight. Pretty shitty, right? Wrong. Sonic's passive skill also applies to his sword, so it actually has 25 strength and 20 weight. But as we discussed earlier, Sonic's con is equal to his speed stat, making Caliburn's weight meaningless to Sonic. Combined with his strength, Sonic essentially has 45 power at base and can hit 50 times if the player is skilled enough. But that isn't all Sonic has going for him. Next, we arrive at supports, and Sonic's got some damn good ones. He can support with Percival, Gwaine, otherwise known as Grail, Lance, and Lot. For each A tier support he gains, he passively receives plus 3 speed, regardless if all of his supports are near him or not. And yeah, that's about it. Next up, we have to talk about his promotions, of which he actually has 2. His first promotion takes him to another exclusive class, Knight of the Wind. Upon reaching Knight of the Wind, he automatically unlocks the super secret S tier support with all of his supports. Using the power of friendship, the S tier support grants him plus 5 speed passively for every support he has, which is 4, so he gains plus 20 speed. Keep in mind that all these passive buffs neglect his speed cap, meaning your freshly promoted Sonic should have 60 speed. Furthermore, his promotion grants a wind effect to all of his attacks, making him effective against flyers. However, Intelligent Systems had to nerf him somehow, so he can't actually level up within this new class. Nevertheless though, this fight comes right before the Black Knight, and if you're over the age of 10, you should be able to defeat him without taking any damage. Next is his final promotion, which easily makes him the strongest character in the franchise. 60 points in every stat may get you past Ashura and Hard 5 Medius, but isn't quite enough to topple Ashunera, a literal fucking god. Sonic's final promotion takes him to the Super Saiyan class, which adds the commonly understood Super Saiyan multiplier of 50 to all of Sonic's stats, thus granting him 3000 speed. Furthermore, he gets a new weapon, Excalibur, the father sword of Exicus, having 50 might. but as we already understand, Sonic Speed applies to the sword as well, granting it 3050 might. Did I forget to mention that it nullifies all enemy skills and is effective against gods, demons, and dragons? So currently these are Sonic's stats. If we go to Ashura, we can reverse engineer Ashunera's stats by using the Dragon Ball Fusion multiplier, A plus B times 50. If we assume Yune's stats are similar to Ashura's, we can see that A plus B gives us 240 HP, 16 strength, 30 magic, 80 skill, 80 speed, 40 luck, 70 defense, and 100 res. Here are those numbers times 50. This unfortunately puts us at a stalemate as Ashunera's speed stat far surpasses Sonic's, making it impossible for Sonic to hit her, but Ashunera can't do any damage to Sonic because her magic stat is half of Sonic's res and she can't do any damage. I would have to call it a draw if it weren't for one tiny detail. Upon promotion, Sonic also gains the Soul Gauge, which when filled allows Sonic to Kaioken his stats by the multiplier by which the player can swing the remote in a single second. Given that the player can tug the Wiimote 10 times in 1 second, which any true Fire Emblem veteran would scoff at, Sonic would now have these stats. 30,000 in everything, which remember also applies to his sword, giving him 60,050 attack per swipe, which remember also stacks with the Sugma Balls mechanic. However, that will hardly be necessary as Sonic nearly kills Ashunera 9 times over with a single strike, and hence concludes my PowerPoint presentation on why Sonic is the strongest Fire Emblem character in the franchise.